10 extreme makeover weight loss success stories. Multiple studies point out how unhappy people are with their body. Despite weight loss programs and widespread knowledge of yoga, body weight continues to be an issue for most of us, but these 10 people are exceptions to this rule. In this video, we're presenting to you 10 warriors who battled against their body weight and won in the 10 extreme makeover weight loss success stories. Don't forget to watch to number 1 for the most motivational weight loss story. Before going ahead, be sure to subscribe to our channel and tap the bell icon to receive notifications for future videos. And now, let's get started. 10. Jennifer. Often, unusual weight gain is a result of some trauma in the past or present. In Jennifer's case, it was both. A dedicated mother and a wife, Jen was also a 911 helpline operator who dealt with all kinds of emergencies daily. Having lost her brother as a kid left a huge mark on her life. She held herself responsible for the mishap and was unable to forgive herself. To add to her miseries, the doctors had given her husband a certain time to live, beyond which were high chances of her becoming a single parent. Life had thrown all sorts of difficulties at her, and she had only emerged stronger every time. Despite the difficulties she was facing, she was ready to fight her body weight and make life better for herself. And then began her transformation. Jen taught all of us a valuable lesson by demonstrating how important it is to address emotional trauma to bring physical changes. Hers was a perfect example of the fact that without healing mentally, the physical healing process cannot be 100% effective. Up next, 23-year-old Alex was an example of how being mentally upset over something can affect you physically. 9. Alex. Alex was a baseball enthusiast, but in order to be able to play again, he had to get fit. His emotional trauma, which was linked to losing his mother to cancer, was a major factor in him becoming obese. He had always been big like every other member in his family, but his mother's wish was to see the entire family fit. Through extreme makeover weight loss, Alex had taken it upon himself to fulfill his mother's wish. Starting with a weight of 459 pounds, he was more than obese, in Chris Powell, his trainer's words. After a grueling journey, lots of changes in his lifestyle took him a long way in his fitness goals. Finding a healthy replacement for his favorite food was the first step towards his goal. His entire house was changed. From the decor to the fridge, everything was made to suit a healthy lifestyle. Alex also proved the fact that despite having a trainer with you, it is more important that you bring the willingness to change and to push from within. We wish all the luck to the new Alex and his life ahead. Up next, another mother who let her weight surge out of control. 8. Christa. If you're wondering here, what's with the mothers and obesity, let's remind you that it's not easy to prioritize yourself on a daily basis and not to take care of your health. Especially when you have some specific commitment, it is impossible to focus on things like your health because they start seeming petty. Christa was a 34-year-old mother who found comfort in eating. This disorder, popularly known as emotional eating, was what was fueling Christa's obesity. The trigger for such a disorder was her daughter's seizures, which made Christa depressed, but thanks to Chris Powell, this was exactly what made her realize that she needed to bring her life and body weight under control. And with her determination and hard work, it did work. It's mothers like Christa that teach us selflessness through such acts, and we really can't help but thank her before moving on to our next person who took on the challenge and succeeded. Often we don't realize what we do to our body until one day some incident or event makes us understand the seriousness of the situation. 7. Stacey. This is what happened in Stacey's case, which let her body weight shoot to well over 300 pounds. Stacey worked full-time and she had a family that needed her complete support and attention. Her husband suffered a serious stroke shortly after they got married, and in addition to him, Stacey also had 2 children to look after. With so many things to do in her life, it was quite certain that she didn't find time to look after herself. But all these seemed to be a part of her past when she took the challenge to lose weight. Through extreme makeover weight loss, she was completely ready to change her lifestyle and get rid of her extra body weight for the sake of her husband and her 2 adorable kids. Stacey is an inspiration to all mothers who want to change their lifestyle for their kids and family. Good luck, Stacey. Up next, another inspirational tale of courage. 6. Meredith. She weighed 314 pounds when she was just 24 years old. It was difficult for her to fit into a family of thin people, and she knew she was adopted. Meredith was a primary school teacher, and we can understand the struggles that she must have gone through not being able to move frequently with the children. Like many other people on the show who'd lost an incredible amount of weight and inspired millions, she too had problems with her body weight. Meredith's determination could be seen in the tattoo on her stomach. She had her weight goal tattooed on her body. Before beginning on her weight loss journey, she weighed more than 400 pounds and was well working towards her goal of 150 pounds. And her determination made her triumph. We wish all the luck in the world to this hard-working and determined teacher and move on to the next warrior. Sometimes in life we don't know where we're heading or what we're doing unless a reality check happens. 5. Will Trina. A real-life reality check can be in many forms. More often, we meet old pals and suddenly realize where we currently stand. Sometimes we may feel we're in a much better position and in truth, aren't. Because, let's admit it, we always seek more. This is what happened with Trina. Despite being a very active person who took part in a lot of extracurricular activities, due to wrong eating habits, she was always fighting weight issues. One day, pictures of her old bandmates surfaced online. They were gorgeous, fit, and toned. This let Trina question herself, and then she started her journey against unwanted flab and pounds. She found it difficult to combat emotional eating, but succeeded in the end. She worked out meticulously and now claims that she loves to work out. Her dedication and hard work did pay off, and today she looks at her best possible self. She inspires others not by just her actions, but also her words. She says if she could do it, anyone can. Thank you, Trina. And now for another warrior against weight loss. 4. Missy. Before we find out what an achievement she made, let us give a quick background story. Missy had always been battling with her weight. At the age of 20, she weighed around 300 pounds. She found love online, but it turned out to be devastating when her husband started cheating on her after just a year. And then the inevitable happened. You know what? She binge ate incredibly and ended up weighing twice as much as she initially weighed. By the end of her binge diet, she weighed an incredible 526 pounds. That's when she decided to take control of her life. After years of religious training and dieting, by the end of her weight loss journey, Missy weighed a healthy 131 pounds and became an entirely new version of herself. She said that her kids were her inspiration to keep going because she knew she had to be there for them. Now that she has shed all her unwanted pounds, we hope that she leads the life she always wanted with her kids and finds someone who loves her and stays loyal. When it comes down to comparison, all these stories deserve to be at the top. Let's hear another one. 3. Ashley. Ashley was just another contestant on Extreme Makeover Weight Loss, fighting with her body weight. She said her obesity was due to her eating disorders and that she was a food addict. It was disheartening to know that she went through all of this at the age of 20. She hailed from a family of naturally thin people, and this became a bane in disguise to Ashley. There was junk food all the time, and she always gave in to her temptations, but once she realized what was stopping her from losing weight, it took no time for things to change, and since then, there was no looking back. After a few months of rigorous training, she shed down a whopping 156 pounds and came down to weighing a total of 167 pounds. In the words of her trainer, her healing process began once she realized that her eating habits were, in reality, eating disorders. After this tough journey of transformation, Ashley is at her happiest point. She is beautiful and is oozing confidence. Sometimes, certain trauma takes us to an extreme point in life that's almost impossible to come back from. Or, at least we think it is. 2. Ryan. Yet again, here we have a story which shows that with immense courage and dedication, nothing is impossible. Ryan lost his arm in a car accident. In his opinion, his physical wound was nothing when compared to the mental and psychological ones he suffered from. The popular fitness guru Chris Powell, who had gifted a lot of obese people with a brand new life, said that working with these people had a lot to do with channelizing the inner demon than exercising their body. Ryan trained with Chris Powell's wife, Heidi Powell. After a tedious year, Ryan was successful, all thanks to Heidi and Chris Powell, and most importantly, Ryan himself, for undertaking the transformation journey willingly and changing his life for good. And finally, we're down to our number 1 pick on the list. I saved the best for last, but first I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. So if you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it. It really works. 1. Richard. 426 pounds. That's right. That's how much Richard weighed when he was 28, which wasn't very long before the show came to his rescue. He was desperately looking to change his life when he turned to Extreme Makeover Weight Loss. He was also a victim of binge eating. He ate until he wanted to throw up. This may sound scary, but with a little bit of introspection, we may realize that given a chance, some of us may want to binge eat to this extent too. He knew that he had to start making changes when his doctor told him that if his habits continued, he would not live past 30 years of age and never be able to father kids. Once he had to go to the scrapyard to weigh himself, his fear further intensified. But thanks to Chris Powell and Richard's undying will to change, after months of hard training, Richard lost about 250 pounds and came down to 200 pounds. He is now an independent Beachbody trainer because he feels it is important to help other people achieve their dreams and get back their lives. He said to keep the weight from coming back, it is important to make lifestyle changes which are permanent and sustainable. From being obese at 426 pounds to an independent Beachbody coach at 200 pounds, if this isn't inspiring, we don't know what is. In our opinion, consistency is key as far as weight loss is concerned. What do you think is more important in the weight loss journey? Do let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching and have an excellent day.